This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, December 31st, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Welcome to the last day of 2019. You know what? The news can wait. And if you really need your fix, head on over to eyeonannapolis.net and you can get it. But today, I want to talk a little bit about our daily news brief and 2019. First of all, thank you for listening. For those who subscribe, thank you. And to those listening to us who are not subscribed, why not? Head on over to your favorite podcast app and subscribe. It is free. It will be reliably delivered to your device every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., much better than some newspapers I know. And you can listen to it at will, pause it, and pick it up right where you left off. Podcasting is only going to grow in 2020, so you might as well get on that bandwagon right now. I was looking at my statistics for the podcast, and I am absolutely floored. This year, we have had 300,184 downloads of the Daily News Brief. That's about 1,200 people getting this sent to them every day. It doesn't include the folks that listen on eyeonannapolis.net or on our Facebook page, All Annapolis, or the two of you that listen on YouTube. So again, thank you. As this is a news podcast, we already know that impeachment, mass shootings, and Greta Thunberg were some of the big national stories. We know that Baltimore's murder rate, Catherine Pugh, gun control efforts, and the Nationals winning the World Series were some of the larger regional stories. But what about the local stories? I spent the last day digging deep into our top 10 stories on eyeonannapolis.net of 2019, and here they are, David Letterman style. Number 10. The 2019 Santa Speedo Run, complete with photos. Very surprising to me because that was just so recent, but boy, that was a popular one. Number 9, the Real ID Update. We've been reminding you to make sure that you are compliant with the Real ID regulations, and we will continue to do so throughout the first part of this year. If you plan to fly or enter a government facility, that would be the Naval Academy, you're going to need this or a passport to enter. Don't wait till the last minute. There will be a crutch. Number 8. Chuy's closes their doors. The mediocre pseudo-Mexican place lasted exactly 2 years and called it quits. Perhaps they didn't check out how many Latin-type dining options there are in Annapolis. At my last count, it was 25 with 2 more in the works. So, no surprises there. Number 7. Police raid an apartment on Maryland Avenue. This was also a surprise for me. It's a relatively insignificant story and a non-remarkable amount of contraband that was seized. Not sure why everybody was so interested in that, other than maybe it was on Maryland Avenue. Number 6, 5 children killed on 301 right near the county line. This was such a tragic accident, and I know it affected several of the first responders very deeply. Number 5, car crashes through the Davidsonville Country Market. Well, there's not much fast and easy food out that way, so when a drunk driver literally plows through the store in a speeding Acura, it hurts. The good news is they plan to open back up. Number 4, 2 years of significant delays coming to the Bay Bridge this fall. Significant was an underestimation by all measures. This project appears to be one screw-up after another, and ultimately it cost the Maryland Secretary of Transportation, Pete Ron, his job and sent him packing back to New Mexico. 18 more months, guys. Ugh. Number 3, Hogan announces $9 million in tax credits for student debt relief. Now, I've got to say the Hogan administration and the Maryland Higher Education Commission have worked wonders to relieve debt and to provide resources to make sure that every single Marylander that wants to go to college can go to college. Number 2, Wegmans pulls out of Annapolis. Well, we were the first to report that they were coming to Annapolis, across Raver Road from the Annapolis Town Center, and we were the first to report that they pulled out. It seems that the county got a little greedy with what they felt was a goose laying a golden egg. They wanted a 2-story parking structure and a tunnel under Route 50 to be able to connect some bike paths. For crying out loud, it's a grocery store, not Apple. Pittman's administration really blew this one, and I understand they went back to Wegmans asking if they would reconsider if the county changed its stance, but so far, it's still off the table, according to Wegmans. And the number 1 story of 2019, a drum roll, please. The Osaka Grill and Supreme Buffet in Crofton is raided by ICE. This was big news, and several Crofton homes were also raided along with the business. There were several deportations, and eventually the business did close down permanently. The cases are still working their way through the judicial system, but in addition to the immigration status of many of the workers, there are many charges of human trafficking. And there you have it, the top 10 news stories of 2019 on eyeonannapolis.net. What does 2020 hold? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, but if I had a crystal ball with me right now, I think we'll see the Annapolis city elections begin to heat up as the mayor heads into his final year of his first term. The elections are in 2021 for the city. We will see some spillover from the presidential election this year, and absent something crazy happening in the impeachment or the Democrats finding a stellar candidate, I think we have 4 more years of President Trump. Crime will be a big issue in the county and the city, and the gun control conversation will continue to grow and escalate. I also think that some of County Executive Pittman's initiatives will not see the results he expected. Very similar to what we're seeing in Annapolis with Mayor Buckley's initiatives. We might see an abdication on the county council. Stay tuned on that one. And the Anne Arundel County Public Schools will feel the pressure as the elected board and the residents of the county start to demand accountability. I bet the death of Bowen Levy will not be swept under the rug as Superintendent Arlotto would like to see it. As for the Naval Academy, they've had a few scandalous years, and they're probably due for one, so stay tuned and keep your eye out for that. And also, the Naval Academy will lose their appeal on the decision about returning Professor Bruce Fleming to the classroom, and he will ultimately be returned to the classroom to teach, perhaps to retire on his own accord shortly thereafter. Okay, enough crystal balling for the day. I'll have to check back and see how I fared this time next year. And as I wrap up, make sure you check out our first post of the day tomorrow. Remember, there is no daily news brief because we're taking the day off. We finalized our Google crime map, and it's really a fascinating look into what type of crime is happening and, more importantly, where it is happening. You will be surprised. And finally, it is Ticket Tuesday, brought to you by Ram's Head On Stage, and today we have a pair of tickets for the January 9th show with Terrapin, the Ultimate Grateful Dead Experience. Just be the 5th person to email me at info@eyeonannapolis.net and tell me your favorite Dead song. Well, that is it for today. Again, check out eyeonannapolis.net for your news updates throughout the day, and please, if you can, leave us a rating or a review if you are someplace that you can do that. But more importantly, let your friends know about the Daily News Brief. We do have George Young coming up with your locally forecast weather report in 1 minute, but aside from that, and most importantly, from my home to yours, Happy New Year.
When a ring from the United States Naval Academy comes into Zachary's for a center stone, it always makes us wonder, where's this one going? Where's this one been? A nuclear sub in the North Atlantic? A carrier deck in the South Pacific? The moon? 52 astronauts are Academy graduates, from Iwo Jima to Okinawa, Corregidor to the Coral Sea, Midway to the Persian Gulf, Congress to the White House. These rings go where America goes. 73 that went to war were awarded the Medal of Honor. But wherever they go, wherever they may serve, our admiration goes with them.
Zachary's. Online at zacharysjewelers.com. More than a jewelry store, a jeweler.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, December 31st. Yesterday was a messy start to the work week despite the warmer temps, but today will bring a return of sunshine with highs still above average in the 50s, which should make for a nice night on the whole for New Year's Eve partiers with temps in the upper 30s to mid 40s when the clock strikes 12 a.m. and we move into 2020. From there, more sunshine and cooler temps on January 1st with highs in the 40s, followed by another sunny day on Thursday with highs near 50 before rain chances return late Thursday into much of Friday, with temps Friday again in the 50s. Okay, that's it for today and for the year. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Have fun and be safe tonight. And thanks so much for your support and interaction throughout 2019. And as we move into 2020, be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMD VA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.